Hey guys, Ryan here with Night and Day Marine with another Lowrance Training Academy video. I am here with my Hook2 12 triple shot. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to properly update your Navionics card that you may have purchased separately, or it may have came with your unit in the package. And so what you're going to get whenever you get your Navionics card, you're going to probably get one of two looking cards. You're going to get this one, which is the older card, or this one, which is the newer card. They're both basically the same thing. It just looks like Navionics changed the color of the labels, so don't get thrown off by that. But so I wanted to make this video because it's extremely important to know that whenever you get a new Navionics card, you have to go onto the website, insert the card in your computer, and download the latest version of the mapping available. Now, whenever you buy a Navionics card just, from the store directly, a lot of times it'll already have a lot of mapping already on it. But whenever you get the Navionics cards in with the bundle kit, so say you buy a Hook2 7 triple shot with Nav Plus card, or the Hook Reveal with Nav Plus card, that card has to be updated on the computer before you can use it. It comes with just very, very minimal basic mapping already on it, which I'm getting ready to show you, but you're not going to get really any good detail until you go onto the computer to do that. Now, I'm going to show you in this video how to do all of these processes. I'm going to show you how to put it in your computer, how to download the updates, and then what it's going to look like after we have updated it. So before we go ahead and get started, I want to make sure everyone knows that I have my website out now, which is lowrancetrainingacademy.com. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to post this video right here on YouTube for all of you guys, but whenever I make my Hook2 Navionics training video, which will show you all of the ins and outs of all of the Navionics menus and features, I'm going to have part of it on YouTube, but the rest of it will all be back on my website. So I encourage you guys all to go on there, take a look, sign up for the email notifications for whenever I come out with new videos, and I'm going to have a lot more videos on there than I will have on YouTube, so always check out that website for me. So let's go ahead and get started here. All right, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to put in our card. All right, now that we got our card put in, you're going to see it's usually going to pop up and ask you if you want to use the mapping from the inserted card that you just put in. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to say yes right here. Now I'm also going to show you there's another way that you can go in to change the map source that you've got. So if you press your Pages button up here, we go up to Settings, and then we go down to Chart, and then Chart Source. We can click that, and you can switch back and forth between if you're using an Navionics card or if you're using any of the CMAP cards or just the base map. So I'm going to exit back out here. So now that we're looking here, if I zoom out, you can see that there really isn't much detail. Now, if I go all the way out, you're going to see a bunch of red boxes outlined. All right. So now that you see there, you see all these little thin outline boxes on there. Navionics does this on all of the cards to show the coverage area for the map detail. Now, the more these little boxes overlap each other, the higher the resolution the mapping will be. And so if we zoom in back here, you're going to notice, and actually let's go ahead, let's go over to where I am here in Oklahoma. Okay, we're going to zoom in on Ulaga Lake, which is a popular lake that I like going to and film actually a lot of my videos at. And so you see at this zoom level, you can still kind of see the outline of the body of the water, but as we get in, it gets a lot more blocky. And there's just a lot less resolution, there's no detail, there's no depths, it's just completely blank, there's nothing there. And so that's why it's really important to update the card, because for the most part, this is about what you're going to get on just about any body of water. Now, there are some areas that will have a little bit more coverage on them with the preloaded mapping, but it'll be nothing like what we're going to get after we update that card on our computer. So, like I said, as you can see, we're not getting very good detail. So let's go ahead, let's take this card out of our unit, head over to our computer, and I'm going to show you how to properly update it and get the really high resolution sonar charts mapping. All right, I'll see you there. All right, guys, now that we are at our computer, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to insert our Navionics cards into the SD card slot that we have. Now, for laptops, usually it's a little slot on either side of it. If you have a tower, usually there's a little slot. Sometimes there's a little door you have to open up, and you'll see little different size slots, and you'll insert it in there. Or if you got one of those Navionics packages where you bought the card by itself, those usually come with a little USB drive, and you'll see that has a little empty slot on the side of it. You can just insert the Navionics card into there and then plug it into the USB port. Now, I'm going to get mine plugged in, pop mine in. A lot of times you'll see that there's a problem with this drive. Just ignore that. And also, this actually thing popping up right here is what we're going to use, but I'm going to close it out for the time being because I want to show you how to get to it. Since I've already installed everything, it'll automatically pop up to update my card, as you can see, but I'm going to show you how to get to that point if you have not already installed this. So we're going to close out of that. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to go to Google Chrome. Now you can use like Internet Explorer, Edge, or Firefox. They're all okay to use, but I like Google Chrome. I think it's a little bit easier to operate, and so that's what I'm going to select. Now up here at the top, we're just going to type in Navionics.com. Alright, so now over here in the top right, you're going to need to log in or sign up for a new account. So we're just going to hit login right here. And now at the top we can go ahead and we can put in our information to sign in, or if you don't already have an account, you can create one right here. Now once you get done creating one, it's just going to take us straight into the screen that you'll see after I sign in here, so it will be no different. So do that. Now when you go to create one, it's just going to take some basic information about you, name, address, phone number, just different things like that. So we're just going to go ahead, we're going to sign in here. Alright, now that we are signed in or signed up, either way, up here at the top we're going to click on My Card and then Activate Update. Now one thing that's weird about this page, and I think it's just a mistake on how they made it, but you'll notice there's no slider bar over here on the right hand side of the screen to scroll up or down. You're going to have to use the arrow buttons on your keypad or on your keyboard. So I'm using my down arrow button, tapping it several times to scroll down, and now what you're looking for is this right here where it says first time here, download it, or already have it, launch. So what this is the chart installer app that Navionics has, which you saw pop up there briefly on my screen before, which is what's used. It's kind of the application that they have designed to allow you to update your card or download new files to it. So if you've never done this before, you can just click right here where it says download it, and it's down here in the bottom left hand corner you're going to see it start installing. Now I've already installed it myself, but I will go through that process with you real quick just to kind of show you the simple steps of getting it pulled up and getting signed into it. Let's see, it's 108 megabytes, which is not going to take too much longer. Now, if you have already done this, if you've signed in before, you can just click right here where it says launch, and that will just immediately open up that chart installer application for you. So now that's done, all we do is we click on this little arrow right here, and I'm going to hit open. Alright, it's installing. Okay, so it's going to ask us to close Google Chrome and press OK to continue. So actually, let's go ahead. We close Google Chrome. We hit OK. Alright, so it's now done installing. Alright, so now the app's going to automatically pop up here, just like it would if we would have clicked launch. So it's going to take us to the same screen there. And we're just going to let this load up. Alright, so now this is pulling up here. First thing that I'm going to point out is right here at the top, mine already shows a display, but you're going to have to click on change, or it may actually say something else initially, but you're going to click right here so that we can go in and we can select which plotter we have, because whenever you download these files, it kind of sets it or registers it to a specific device. So I'm going to click Lowrance. Now I'm going to be using this on a Hook2. Now I have noticed that the Hook Reveal is not in this list here. As you can see, they don't have it up there. Now I'm going to test that out and see if it will work on the Hook Reveal units. But I'm just going to select Hook2 Combo because that is the closest to it. And then I'm going to select my number 12, which is my 12-inch display that I have. Now if you have a 5 or a 7, obviously you'll click the correct screen size right there. So I'm going to go ahead and continue. Alright, so now when this loads up, you're going to see two options here. You have update and you have download. Now, if you have just got this card for the first time, like say you just bought the card, or that card came in the package with your display that you just bought, you're going to want to click on download right here. And now what you're going to see is you're going to actually get like a big thing of the US here. Now I've already done this, but it's going to have you first select which country or region that you're in over here on the left. So you're going to go through and you're going to select United States if you're here in the US, and then it's going to take you to a screen as like you see here. Now we can click our plus button to zoom in, and now I'm in Oklahoma, and you're going to see this yellow box with these little blue circles. What this is it's having you grab and drag it to select the coverage area that you're going to have on this card. So it's going to download all of the mapping files for that little area. But before we go through that process, the first thing I want to do is right here you see this little, looks like a little trash can. I highly recommend clicking on it, and then it asks if you want to erase all Navionics content. I say yes, so I hit erase, because what that's going to do is it's going to delete all of the Navionic mapping that's already on the card, and it's going to free up more space to allow me to download a bigger area right here. Now you'll see right here, which is this is basically the file size of the area that we're selecting. As you can see, as I lower it down, this number gets smaller. If I make it bigger, this number right here should gradually get bigger with it. There. Now you can only go up to 1 gigabyte, which is 1,000 megabytes. Anything over that, it will not allow you to download. So this is actually a really nice, pretty big area. Now you also want to select the boxes over here. So like you definitely want your sonar charts. That's going to be their really super high resolution mapping for, you know, just on your bodies of water. You definitely want to select that. Now for nautical charts, I honestly don't really need that, considering that I'm not using coastal waters or anything, but I like to go ahead and have it selected. And then also your community edits. So as you can see, I'm at 727 megabytes, so I can make it a little bit bigger. So I'm going to expand it over and up a little bit. Let's see what we can get. Alright, so we're just under 1 gig, as you can see. We got 987 megabytes, which is just under 1,000. So that looks good. That's a nice area that I will generally go and fish. And now keep in mind, once you have downloaded this, you can always come back and select a different area. So let's say I'm here in Oklahoma fishing this time, and then here in a month or so I want to fish down in Georgia. Well, I can come in here, I can delete the files that are already existing on the card, and I can re-download it again. Or, as we saw before where we had update and download there at the top, you can come in and you can just update it and get just the freshest data that's available on the Navionics website there. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start. And now, as this processes, you're going to see up here in the top left corner where it's going to show you, you know, what percentage has downloaded on these. Now, I'm not going to make you sit here and wait while this finishes downloaded, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to speed up and jump to the end of this. Alright, now that we have finished completed, you can see where it shows that it is completed on each individual file right there. And we can actually go ahead, we can take the card out of our computer and we can head over to our display and take a look at that additional mapping that we just downloaded. So you should be okay. Just go ahead and remove the card since it shows that it is up to date. Tells you you can unplug it. So let's go ahead, head back over to our display and let's take a look. Alright guys, now that we are back at our display, we have our Navionics card that we just updated on our computer. Let's go ahead and insert it into the micro SD card slot. So as we pop it in, it should automatically load. Now there is a little bit of a trick with these Lowrance units sometimes. If you are already on the Navionics mode and then you insert a Navionics card into it, sometimes you have to switch it back to the US Lowrance mapping and then switch it back to Navionics again to get it to load up. Now, as you can see, it did go ahead and load up automatically, and you can see that there is a very significant difference compared to what you were seeing earlier. So let's go ahead and let's zoom in and let's see that level of detail. Now, these units aren't real fast at running Navionics, but they're all right with it. But as you can see, I have 4-inch contour lines on here, which is significantly better than that just blank blocky area that you saw before. Now, one thing I do want to point out on here is on these units, you want to make sure that you have your sonar charts turned on. It's very important that you do. So to check that on this unit, we'll press our enter button right here. We're going to go down here to more options, and then we're going to go down to chart options, which is then going to give us this whole new list of Navionics menu options here. Now mine is already on, but you need to make sure that you have the little orange corner right down here in the bottom right corner of where it says sonar chart. That's going to enable that high resolution sonar charts that you selected on the computer when you were downloading that update. Now I'll show you what it looks like when I turn it off. As I click it off there, you're going to see that I lose actually quite a bit of detail around the edge. And actually in some lakes I've seen where it changes it 100%. You lose all of the kind of inch increment markers and they just become a lot more sparse. So I like to make sure that my sonar charts are always on. That way I'm getting the maximum amount of detail that I can get out of my Navionics card. There it loads back up, and now I can see all that high resolution contour there along that edge. Now I am going to make a video where I'm going to go through and explain what each and every single one of these menu options does and how to properly use them, but I'm going to save that for my next video. And so, all right, that's really about it for this video. Before I go, I want to remind you, go onto my website, lowrancetrainingacademy.com, and sign up for my email notifications. And I won't bug you with a bunch of just junk and bulk emails that a lot of other people do. I only send out maybe one email a week, if that, and it's only whenever I have notifications for new videos that I have released. And so go on there, check it out, look at all my new videos, and as always, stay safe out there, guys.